Before we get into it, remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
How you going? I've been in the USA for a month, and in that time there's been 63 mass shootings, including the Robb Elementary School shooting in Uvalde. And you know, I intended to come here and make something really dangerous, but I've now realized I can't compete with normal, everyday American life. So instead, I'm going to attempt to help and solve America's school shooting problem by strapping a gun to this robot dog.
Great. Oh. I've seen that. I saw some other person do this as well.
This is a dumb way of stopping school shootings, and so do I. But there are so many people out there that genuinely believe more guns in the classroom is the answer to a kid bringing a gun into a classroom.
They be somebody, a good guy with a gun.
We should have a law enforcement officer at every school.
It's a very political episode. Holy shit, Ted Cruz looks a lot different. He looks pretty good in a beard, honestly.
On the campus,
relatively speaking.
Train teachers and other administrators.
So here's my pitch to you. Let's skip having an armed person in every classroom, as the cops in Uvalde failed to do anything anyway. So instead, every school in America has a robot dog with a gun on it. Then,
nice.
When an armed person enters the room, bam, the dog smashes out of the cupboard and neutralizes the threat. And the best part, unlike cops, robot dogs don't
Why are the two songs playing at once?
get scared. But before this is
That's like a remix.
around
Hi,
America,
Josh Led.
I should probably build a prototype first. And luckily, I have fellow soy boy William Osmond, who knows nothing about guns, but is good at making dangerous things.
Nice.
Now, the building process was a little bit different to my other videos, as when I came up with this idea, I didn't actually have the robot dog, a gun, or a place to shoot it, which turns out are all quite important. And I do actually happen to know a fellow YouTuber that owns a robot.
Hey, it's the guy.
Spent a very large amount of money on, which they've only filmed one video with, and is now collecting dust in their house without a gun strapped to it. But unfortunately, that person is lame and didn't want to get arrested. So I needed to find someone else that was keen.
Boo!
A man named Jonathan Miller that lives in El Paso, Texas, agreed to let me use his
He still
robot
kept that part in just to call him out for being boring. That's funny.
dog, but on one condition. He needs to remain anonymous.
What's his name again? Michael?
So, William Osmond and I started the hard process of designing a bracket for the robot dog and a system to remotely fire the gun.
Oh my god, look at that cat.
Actually having the robot dog or gun. And our plan is to use a pre-made gun holder that can adjust to fit many different types of guns, which will sit on top of the dog. Then
Nice.
we designed and 3D printed some
Apollo's at his
parts.
tower.
By we, I mean William designed the complicated one, and I designed this cylinder with holes in it. And this system works by having a servo motor here with a string attached to the servo arm, which runs through the trigger. Then all we did was connect the servo to a remote control. And now,
Boom.
So easily.
Death. Well, thank you so much, Zolay.
What did you make, William?
it's able to squeeze the trigger of this fake gun, which is honestly already terrifying.
This feels like we're doing a terrorist attack.
It feels wrong, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
And now that we've made the system, we need to travel to meet Jonathan Miller in Texas. And barely 10 minutes after we picked up the dog, we realized we
Are you allowed to just weaponize robots? I feel like there should be a law about that somehow.
messed up. The mounting system was not going to fit the dog how we thought it would.
Why not? I don't know. It
We
seems
had to make
like it's the same like putting weapons on your car or something. Just seems unsafe.
some changes, which we couldn't do in our hotel room. So we put on some hard hats and high vis and sat in the parking lot of our hotel with some work cones, and no one asked any questions.
Freedom.
And the dog was actually slightly helpful in fixing itself.
That's cute.
Except when he got too excited.
Aww, that's so cute. Jay, have you guys seen the Black Mirror episode with the robot dog? I know I bring it up every time, but
But eventually, after 2 hours of using the wrong tools, we managed to get the mount to properly fit. So now, we just had to get a gun.
can you watch it? It's not actually that good though.
And lucky for us, we were in the same place as Brandon Herrera,
Oh shit.
one of YouTube's biggest gun channels, and a man that lives just down the road from the Uvalde shooting and believes America needs more guns. And even though Brandon and I share very different political opinions, I got in touch with him and explained
Holy
what we
fuck,
were
those
doing,
bullets.
and he agreed to let us go to his range where we could safely shoot the dog and to also use some of his guns. Now Brandon has a lot of guns, like a lot, and definitely
I
was practicing
lost.
his Second Amendment right to bear arms by owning a missile, a gun for taking down helicopters, and a World War I machine gun. Now,
Why,
I definitely
man?
wouldn't try to rob a man with a missile. But lucky for us, he also had some light, fully automatic weapons which we could put on the dog. And he recommended the MP5.
How
which
much?
doesn't
How much money is this? How much does it cost? Like a standard, whatever this is, MP5?
have much recoil. And based on the dog's sketchiness so far, I think we want as little
Couple of
recoil
grand?
as possible. So we adjusted the mount to fit the gun, and then turned on the dog so we could put the mount on.
Just
top
to stand there and like shoot it at
Up and strike. Whoa.
targets? Rather buy a paintball gun and play paintball. Can buy an AK for 1.5k.
Alrighty, let's put a gun on this thing.
What could go wrong? Was that his battery?
He shot his own battery out.
And that filled us full of confidence. So we strapped down the gun and mounted it to the dog using some ratchet straps.
Alright, here we go.
This gun will be thing will be really good at taking out like the kneecaps of people.
Okay, okay.
Tapa 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 tapa.
And I'm
Alert!
starting to think this dog
Oh
is
shit! No way! Hey, look, it's Haftor himself with the host. I didn't even realize you were live at this point.
scared of guns too. He's
Hikaru
just
tutored
shaking
him?
all over the place. But it seems like we can still aim in the up and down and side to side directions. And most importantly,
Not an
we still
AR.
Jump
It's an
shot.
MP5. It's an SMG. Sorry, sorry.
You watch it.
Why would you do it? Because it's gonna face them as well. Don't do it. I don't know why we would do that.
Just stay on top of it.
I want to know what that is.
Yeah.
Military. Oh yeah, for sure. The military's already done this for sure.
So we think the dog is working well enough. So
I
we
mean,
have to
drones is essentially this, no? Except they fly also.
private range in the middle of nowhere. And seeing this robot dog in real life actually walk around.
I don't trust these little... This is how they secured everything with like a bit of tape.
The gun on top of it was pretty surreal and terrifying, especially knowing how easy it was for us idiots with no real experience to make this in a couple of days. But we still don't know if it works.
Whoa!
It's Westworld.
And it's having even more trouble walking around out here on the uneven surfaces. And most of the time it kind of just gets off balance and then runs off in that direction.
It's still slipping sideways.
But it should still work. So we decided it was time for the very first test shot, which is the perfect opportunity for us to work out the aiming system as well, which is just going to be a GoPro.
I think it would
positioned
probably function better with like, not wheels, but you know, like, what are they called? Like the larval bands? Is that what it's called in English?
behind the gun sights
put on
connected
tanks?
to my phone. Then
Tracks?
once it seemed to be lined up with the sights, Brandon put a single round in and I attempted to hit this white claw. But first, a word from the sponsor of this video, NordVPN. I've been using NordVPN since I was a child, and it's allowed me
Same.
to comfortably and safely use the internet my whole life, as it protects all my data and web activity. You could say that NordVPN works in a similar way to this gun dog and protects its users from the dangers of the world. NordVPN works by protecting all of your internet data behind a wall of next-generation encryption and has over 5,200 servers in 60 countries. That's a lot of countries. Nord is incredibly useful for me, especially when I'm in America making a gun dog, but want to access my accounts back home in Australia without triggering annoying security and getting my accounts locked. It's also great for accessing location
Well, it was interesting to see how people plug their NordVPN.
I did a thing. it's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee.
Wow.
Okay, back to the robot dog test shot.
Oh, the music in Westworld is so good.
Yeah, well,
Here we go. Should have gotten like a laser as well. Yeah, I watched season 1 of Westworld, and I watched season 2, and I got tired of it. I didn't even watch the 3rd season. But the first season was great.
And the aiming was pretty difficult, but it is accurate. And best
Now
of-
set up the system to be automatic, ran by AI, and then make it so that it recognizes faces and decides who's naughty or nice.
all, the dog barely moved when it shot. So we moved on and set up some props to test how the dog goes in a school shooting situation.
Based on how many social credits you have.
Controversial statement.
And I thought the gun boys would stop us when we whipped out the school kid targets.
What?
They were still keen for me to put them up and run through a school
All
shooting
right,
scenario.
they're not gonna shoot the kids though. They're gonna shoot the. Jeez.
And I feel bad even setting up these targets to shoot. So let's hope the gun dog is accurate enough to only take out the bad guys.
So trying to hit this guy
Yep.
and this guy.
And this is where it starts to get very dangerous. As before, it was stationary, but now the dog is going to be running around with a submachine gun with 30 rounds of ammunition.
What if it turns on them, chat?
Now I'm nervous.
Be
And
like,
it wasn't only us. The gun boys were also very nervous around this gun when it was placed in the hands of something unpredictable.
ah,
And based on how much it loved to jump around,
where's the Kevlar?
I don't think we can really be behind him. So the plan is to hide behind a mound on the left from where we can safely control the dog. I would be on aiming duty, and William would be controlling the safety remote, which needs to be turned on, and then also shooting.
What do you call
T.
this position?
T-pose.
What does it do?
It makes it obvious that
Good one. What about this, Bear?
robots.
So I set down the dog in front of the targets. And then Brandon cocked the first round, and we were ready for the real test. And I very quickly realized a problem. I thought I'd be able to hide behind the mound and control the dog, but the mound interrupts the GoPro's signal. So I actually need to place my hands above the mound with a line of sight in order to control the dog.
Even if we're above the berm, we're fine. Because
Don't be a pussy.
down, all we have to do is get below.
Yeah, I've got it aimed on a couple of things.
There you go.
Okay.
Did the bad kid even have a gun?
Trigger's armed. Tell me when.
Yeah, shit.
Trigger's
He's just a
armed.
bully.
Shit, shit,
Miss.
shit. Shit.
Missing every fucking shot. Go closer.
No, is he pulling and don't shoot?
Okay, is disarmed.
Okay. Shit.
This is such a waste of time and resources, though.
Shit.
Why is it shooting the innocent kids now?
Do you guys forget the siren?
Dog fell over. Dog fell over.
And after reviewing the damage, it was worse than I
Dog
thought.
died.
Alan!
Wait, what?
Absolutely face shot this kid. That was a kill shot. If that's what you were going for, you did a great job.
for that. I was going for his bubble.
Whoops.
I didn't hit any bad guys, and I took out one kid. It's alright though. I think I've worked out the problem. We need more ammunition, and we need the gun to be fully automatic.
Is it even gonna handle the recoil? Yeah, SMG recoil maybe not very strong. It's so eager to go killing.
And you know how I said I was scared of this thing before? And people online are always saying how scared they are of these becoming the future of warfare? I now kind of feel the opposite, and less worried about robots. These things are expensive, and more importantly, idiots. And if the military wants to kill people,
But this is not a spot, right? This is not the Boston Dynamics dog. Are these like copycats worse
It's always
Or
going
is
to be
this
cheaper
it's not a spot,
and
right?
easier for them to just trick young boys into doing it for them.
Chinese copy? Yeah, it looks flimsier. It seems flimsier
She is in rock and roll.
than the spot. Minuscule version. Not a copycat, more like a copy dog. Why is it so slanted? Oh, you just took out a kid. Donk.
And the dog really can't handle the gun and always ends up on the ground. And not only that, the recoil causes the dog to run backwards while freaking out and lifting its legs in the air, spraying across all the targets. But
He's
this
very
time
safe.
he did a little better with the aiming and managed to hit our school shooter twice in his vital organs, his
Ooh.
finger and his bag. So this time, in order to guarantee we would hit the target, we placed the dog directly in front of this old man. And then tried again with another full 30-round magazine.
Why are you killing the old man? Ah! It turned on its own! He wants to kill the kids.
You get about one burst before the dog falls over. Got some good hits. The leg there, that's a nice little femoral bleed. This guy's not going to be doing any kitty diddling anytime soon. Got
Whoa.
2, 3, 4.
What mouth
5,
shot.
6.
Oh, he's fucked up.
Dude, that's pretty
So it
good.
works if you start it completely dead on with something in front of it.
Yes,
But
exactly.
In terms of aiming, oh my god.
Was there any collateral? Oh my god.
Collateral here.
Why every time I hit a kid, it's just a headshot?
And at the end of that, we hit 2 bad guys and 2 kids, which isn't actually that bad, and
Trade-
it's a similar rate to normal American police. But there was still one
Oh
thing
my
I
God.
wanted to try, a real jump shot.
If it was a smaller gun, I wonder if it could have been mounted underneath somehow. Probably not better. They should just use the pistol instead. What's that pistol that can also fire automatic? Wee wee wee.
And as you can
Glock.
see, I don't think I've really solved America's school shooting problem. It's almost as if the more guns you have in the classroom, the more kids get shot.
This weapon's just
But
too
I don't
big.
think this whole thing has been a complete waste of time. And I think I've realized how this dog can really help American police.
Donuts. Mmm, donuts. What's going on? Is this a new emote or something? What? What? This is a pretty political episode. Thank you, Wada Duck, for the
Thank you
lovely
so much for
flower.
watching. If you like that, please subscribe.
But
Check
we
out some
did
of
see
my other
this,
videos.
right? Spot robot with a gun. Someone did a better job of this. Yeah, this. This thing's actually viable. This one doesn't fall over. They got the balance better. It's like almost the same setup exactly. I wonder if they just watched this and got inspired. You think it's just the ground? It's also not a spot. Yeah, you're right. They got a lot of less shit on the contraption. Maybe that helps. I think this is the device that's pulling the trigger.